IHC is in its 6th decade of providing the finest pre-cut timber homes in the world. We have a variety of timbers, some with rounded profiles on the outside, some with flat profiles, some that are all wood, and some that have a foam core. So we'll talk about all those timbers. And also we provide everything from cabins to custom homes to commercial buildings. So we can do cabins of any size. We typically consider it to be a cabin if it's under 1,000 square feet, or custom homes or anything above 1,000 square feet. And we've done custom homes that are from 1,000 to 10,000 square feet. And for commercial buildings, we've done everything from churches to restaurants to hotels. We did a large 31,000 square foot hotel building up at the Denali National Park, and that was 4 buildings and is one of the largest projects that we've ever done. And we've done a variety of commercial buildings from offices, restaurants over in Japan. We've got homes in all 50 US states as well as 18 countries. So we can help you do whatever kind of project that you want to do. We do have standard plans, then we have a plan book that has 62 standard plans with a price list. So you can start with one of our plans and modify it. But we view every home and every building we do as a custom home. So we can start with one of our standard plans and modify it, or we can start with something that you've had an architect draw up for you, or we can start with something you've sketched up on a piece of paper. So we literally started with napkin sketches and turned those into completely custom homes. So the design process uses a 3D computer-aided design system that allows you to visualize what the home or building is going to look like before it's ever built, because it's much cheaper to make changes in paper than it is to make them in wood. So from a cabin perspective, we've done everything from commercial Forest Service cabins up in Alaska, which are day-use cabins, to people that are doing fishing lodges and have done one large lodge building with multiple cabins, or just individual people's cabins on a lake or in the woods for a hunting cabin or a fishing cabin, or just a little getaway. IHC has a patented interlocking system, so all our timber wall systems go together with our patented interlocking system, so it's very airtight and much stronger than conventional construction or log construction. We also have a patent on our Thermo-Lam III system, which was received in 2013, so that's a foam core timber that will outperform a 2x10 framed wall with R30 batt insulation. And all of our systems are easy to put together. They go up in 1/3 of the time of a conventionally framed wall system. And it's so simple that actually about 1/3 of our customers every year are owner builders. And those will range from people that are going to start from scratch with their tool belt and build it all themselves, to people who aren't going to touch a tool, but they're going to hire all the tradespeople directly and provide all the project management services. And it's a much simpler system than a log system, because the heaviest timbers that we make weigh less than 80 pounds. So all the timbers can be set by hand, so you don't have to have a crane on the job site to set things in place. And because of that, we often see small crews of 2 or 3 people that are building our homes. So that's part of what makes building with the IHC building system so cost effective. So for cabins, the typical timbers that people use are our 4x8 timber, which is flat profile inside and out, or our 5x8, which is also flat inside and out. Or if they want more of the log look, they'll use our rounded D-log timber, which is rounded on the outside, flat on the inside. Typically, we don't see people using our patented Thermo-Lam III timber for cabins, although those could be used for cabins as well. And for cabins, we see things that are oftentimes single story, but we also do a lot of cabins that have a half loft or even a full second story. So we did a cabin up in Alaska on Lake Beverly that was a bunkhouse for the Alaska State Park system. So that's where all their employees stayed while they were out deployed in the field. And that one had a full second story. Just down the lake from them, the way they discovered IHC is one of our customers had built a 1-story cabin that was their fishing cabin. They liked it so much they built a second one on their property that was their cook cabin, and one that was the one that they stayed in. And that was how the Alaska State Parks discovered what we had done on that lake. And other places in Alaska, we've done a number of day-use cabins for the National Forest Service that are mostly down in southeast Alaska. And we did a beautiful little cabin on one of the San Juan Islands that people were using as a guest house for people that are coming visiting their main house. So cabins can be built with any of the timbers that we have, and most of the time the people that are building the cabins, because it's such a simple building system, will end up building them themselves or just hiring a carpenter to come in and build it for them. We have also done tiny homes on wheels, so you can take your home with you wherever you go. We also have done accessory dwelling units, which is a really popular thing that's happening around in urban and suburban areas today, where people that have a single family lot are allowed to build a small second dwelling on the lot that's typically called an ADU, or an accessory dwelling unit. So we're doing one in Washington State right now that's about 800 square feet. We did one in Hawaii that was about 1,000 square feet. So different jurisdictions have different rules for what qualifies as an accessory dwelling unit, but it's a way that you can add increased density and add a mother-in-law apartment or a small rental unit onto your property at much lower cost and help pay for your home for long term. For custom homes, IHC often has customers start with one of our standard plans and modify it, but we also can do completely custom plans from scratch. The Jeffries home is an example of a home that started from a napkin sketch that the customer had provided us, and we took that all the way to a completed home. The Taylor residence was a home that we worked with an architect in collaboration. They did a lot of the conceptual plan, and then we turned that into a buildable set of plans. And that was a beautiful home on the Jersey Shore and has a beautiful view of the Manhattan skyline. The Lewis home started as one of our standard plans called the Broken Arrow, and then it was modified, and we liked the modifications that they made so much that we now call that the Broken Arrow 2, and it's a standard plan that's available that's a modified version of the original plan that they started with. And finally, the Moore home was actually one of our first homes that was a net zero design. So what net zero means is that you produce as much energy as you use. And so they have solar panels, and they used our patented Thermo-Lam III timber, so it's got excellent energy efficiency. And since they built the home, they actually haven't spent a penny on electricity, so they're producing as much or more electricity as they're using every year.
We were looking for a house that you could put up and it was well insulated and was airtight. We're interested in net zero, and we're also looking for kind of a cabin-ish look and feel to it. We started looking through books and magazines, and I kind of penciled out on graph paper what we thought would work, and took it to Rodney and his team, and they produced exactly what we were thinking of. It's sitting up in the middle of a forest. It's nice and quiet, you sleep well, it's comfy. It's a nice place to sit back and relax.
In addition to complete custom homes, we also do additions. So this is an example of an addition that's actually larger than the home that it's an addition to. So it was a 1950s home that was conventionally framed that they chose to do a 2,300 square foot addition to using our 5x8 timber wall. So this is a suburban lot in Kirkland, Washington that has solar panels. So they're not designed as a net zero home, but they actually do produce nearly as much or more electricity with their solar panels than they use in the home. So they wanted to have a very energy efficient home that would be very inexpensive to operate over the long term.
Keith and I went to the home show in Seattle. We came across IHC, and we were very interested in their prices and the quality of product that they had to offer, which was a cedar house. That was very exciting. You have a much better product that comes out. It's more custom, and then it looks more like a craftsman house when it's finished.
We were interested in putting solar on this house, so we ended up putting 20 solar panels on the roof. It's producing at least on a daily basis as much as what we use, and we expect to have it produce a lot more in the summer and build credits so that when we're needing some power credits, we can draw on it during the winter.
It's like living in nature, which is wonderful. It gives you peace and contentment. That's the whole design behind it, is that you're walking through nature. And of course, the cedar structure really adds to that whole ambiance. I'd recommend them because you can get a quality product for a lower price point.
IHC also does tropical plants, so we have over 100 homes in Hawaii and many examples of both single-story plantation homes, homes that are built up on pilings for hurricane, as well as things that have second stories or lofts. So we can do traditional plantation style homes, which is what is typical in the islands, or we can do more modern style homes that still have a tropical flair. So we can build in any kind of environment, whether that's ski mountains or high desert, or in urban settings. We've done homes that are in urban areas of North Seattle, so we can pretty much build anywhere that you want to build. IHC also can do commercial buildings of any size, so we have a variety of commercial buildings that you can work with. We did a professional building over in Maui that's used as a dental office and has multiple dentists that share that professional building. We did a large townhome project at a golf course in Pagosa Springs, Colorado, and that's a great project and has 12 units and everyone has a view out to the golf course. We also did a commercial hunting lodge in Idaho that was used for bird hunting, and we did a beautiful South Korean kindergarten. People look at it and they think that's the nicest building I've ever seen, and they compare it to the kindergarten they went to, which was probably a square brick building like the one that I went to, and it's one of the most beautiful buildings that we've done. One of our more recent commercial buildings was a 4-building hotel project that we did at the Denali National Park. And That was built in 2016 and 17, and we started construction on October 26th of 2016, and they were renting rooms on June 1st of 2017. So one of the things that drew them to IHC was the quick build time. So they wanted a high quality product that they could build in their off season because they couldn't afford to be doing construction while everyone's there for their once-in-a-lifetime wilderness adventure at Denali National Park. And so that hotel project for the last 3 years running has been rated the #1 hotel in all of the Denali properties. So we're very proud of that project. We've also done commercial buildings like office buildings in Switzerland. We did a restaurant in Virginia that actually had a round structure to it, a restaurant project in Belgium, and we've done commercial buildings in California and did a 3-unit townhome project up at the Alyeska Ski Resort in Alaska, as well as doing a day lodge at a ski resort in California. So pretty much any kind of custom commercial building that you want to build, we can assist you with it. And we have a variety of existing designs we can start with, or we can help you design something from scratch. So no matter what the project is that you're considering, whether it's a small cabin, a custom home, or a commercial building, we have a design team who can help you turn that idea into a buildable set of plans and a beautiful finished product using Cedar inside and out. So I would say if you're interested in working with IHC, give us a call. We can have a Zoom call meeting to talk about your project, or we can set up a face-to-face meeting either here at our offices or at one of our home shows or at your premises, depending on where you're located. That first meeting is just the start of the process. We'll work with you every step of the way from the initial concept till you're ready to move into your building. So we're not going to just do a set of plans and cut a piece of material and send that out to you and think that we're done with the job. We don't view the job as completed until your home is completed or your building is completed and occupied. So we'll be with you every step of the way to make sure that not only is the quality of the product exceptional, but that the quality of the process is exceptional as well. So please give us a call.